The 70th Army was a Soviet field army during World War II. It was the last combined arms army, and the highest numbered, to be formed by the STAVKA during the war. It was active at the Battle of Kursk, the Lublin Brest Offensive, and the Berlin Strategic Offensive, among other actions. Formation. The army began forming in October 1942 near Sverdlovsk in Siberia as a separate NKVD army of the STAVKA Reserve. It was recruited primarily from NKVD border guards, with other redundant manpower from a lines of communications troops and Gulag personnel. In a decree signed by Gen. G.K. Zhukov, the army became part of the Red Army. The STAVKA of the Supreme High Command orders. 1. Name the separate army formed by the People's Commissariat of Internal Affairs of the USSR, consisting of 6 rifle divisions, with separate reinforcing and support units. The 70th Army and included in the Red Army on 1 February. 2. Give the formations of the 70th Army the following designations: the 102nd Far Eastern Rifle Division, the 106th Transbaikal Rifle Division, the 140th Siberian Rifle Division, the 162nd Central Asian Rifle Division, the 175th Ural Rifle Division, the 181st Stalingrad Rifle Division. 3. Determine the numbering and table of organization and composition of the units of 70th Army in accordance with the instructions of the Chief of the Red Army Glavu Perform. The reinforcing and support units included the 27th Separate Tank Regiment and 378th Anti-Tank Regiment. 70th Army was assigned to the redeploying Don Front under command of Gen. K.K. Rokossovsky. It was some time before Rokossovsky could knock it into shape as a frontline formation, forcing him to remove many senior ex-NKVD officers. For the 28th of February the 70th Army took part in both offensive and defensive operations to the northwest of Kursk. Central Front exploited a gap between the weak 2nd German Army and the 2nd Panzer Army, but was brought to a halt by the spring Rasputitsa. German reserves released by their evacuation of the RZHEV salient, and the German counter-offensive to the south. The front's armies created defenses in depth during the lull in operations during the spring. Battle of Kursk. During the Battle of Kursk, the 70th Army fought on the left flank of the 2nd Tank Army and played a role in stopping the German 9th Army that was trying to break through to Kursk from the north. During the subsequent Red Army counterattack, the 70th Army took part in Operation Kutuzov and attacked Chozna to the south of the town of Krymy. On the 5th of August, its units reached the region southwest of Krymy, and on the 17th of August, they reached the German Hagen defense line near Domeka. After the end of this operation, the field headquarters of the 70th Army was transferred to the reserve of the Central Front, and on the 1st of February, to STAVKA Reserve, where it received new units. Lublin-Brest operation. During the second half of February 1944, the 70th Army was transferred to the front at the Turya River north of Kovel. On the 25th of February, it was subordinated to the Belarusian front, and on the 16th of April, it joined that formation, which had been redesignated 1st Belarusian Front. In June, prior to the outbreak of the Soviet summer offensive, the army was still in the vicinity of Kovel, and its order of battle was as follows: 96th Rifle Corps, 114th Rifle Corps, 376th Anti-Tank Artillery Rect, 581st Anti-Aircraft Rect, 136th Guards Mortar Rect, 148th Gun Artillery Brigade, and supporting units. with just 4 rifle divisions. This was a small army by Soviet standards. It also contained the 3rd Sniper Battalion. During the Lublin-Brest Offensive, its units, along with units of the 61st Army and the 26th Army, surrounded Brest from the southeast and destroyed up to 4 German divisions to the west of Brest, Poland. After a short period assigned to the front reserves, on the 10th of August the 70th Army attacked a region to the north of Warsaw. By the end of August, it reached the Nare River near the town of Serik. As of the 26th of August was reduced to just the 72nd Rifle Corps. On the 29th of October, the 70th Army was back again as reserves of the 1st Belarusian Front, and on the 19th of November as reserves of the 2nd Belarusian Front, Germany. During the East Prussian Offensive, 70th Army attacked from the Serik bridge here towards Modlin, Plock, and Torun. During 3 days of fighting, its units broke through the German defenses. On the 18th of January, they captured Modlin and Modlin Fortress. On the 25th of January, elements of 70th Army reached the fortified city of Torun. At the same time, other units of 70th Army reached the Vistula River northeast of Bromberg and crossed the river against opposition. On the 10th of February, the 70th Army reduced the defenders in Thorn. 70th Army, together with other armies of the front and forces of Baltic Fleet, took part in the East Pomeranian Offensive. The operation captured the city, port, and military naval base of Gdynia on the 28th of March and the naval base at Danzig on the 30th of March. In the beginning of April 1945, 70th Army was transferred to the Front Reserve. At this time the Army had the 66th Guards Sioux Brigade attached, the Red Army's only heavy Sioux Brigade, a potent force of 60 ISU 122 self-propelled guns. On the 15th of April it was sent to the region of Wittstock, Naugard, and Stichau. During the Battle of Berlin, 70th Army was attached to the spearheads of 2nd Belarusian Front, attacking on the Neubrandenburg-Wismar axis. On the 1st of May, it captured the cities of Rostock and Tetro. On the evening of the 3rd of May, its units reached the Baltic Sea coastline near Wismar and received orders to guard and defend the coastline near Stettin. Post-war, after the war, the headquarters of the army was transferred to Chkalov. In October 1945, the field headquarters and its staff was used to create the headquarters of the South Urals Military District. Commanders: Major General German Tarasov, Lieutenant General Ivan Galanin, April to September 1943. Major General Vladimir Sharapov, Lieutenant General Ivan Nikolaev, October 1943 March 1944. Major General Alexander Rygov, March to May 1944. Colonel General Vasily Popov, members of the War Council of the Army, Colonel from March 1943. Major General N.N. Savkov, Chiefs of Staff: Major General Vladimir Sharapov, Colonel G.M. Abayev, Major General P.I. Liapin, Colonel A.P. Penchevsky, Major General S.I. Techkin.